Hey, what's up guys? Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors, and I've got a video for you today about my 2016-2017 winter backpacking gear list arrangement stuff. So anyway, winter is coming. We had snow here the other day. At the filming of this, I'm filming this October 31st. So we've already had snow in central New York where I'm at, and so really got me thinking that I want to get my winter kit put together. Now if you guys watched my video on climbing the Colden Trap Dike, which I'll try to put a link to, that was one of my favorite videos to make. It's long, but it was one of the coolest hikes I've ever been on, so you should definitely check that out. You'll see a guy in there named Tyler, and it was kind of like his first time, his first trip that I took him out, and I let him borrow my winter pack as his regular bag, and he really liked it, he enjoyed it, and I decided to just kind of on the spot, I just gave him the bag, my backpack that I had used for my winter stuff. So I was in the market for a new bag, and I ended up getting one, and it just so happened that a little while afterwards a company contacted me and they said, hey, would you like to test out this backpack for us? And I said, yeah, sure. And they showed me what size it was, and I was like, great, this can be my new winter bag. So that's what I've got here, is my new winter bag. And I will do a separate video reviewing this bag, but I believe it's 50 liters. Yeah, 50 liters. So anyway, that's what I'm working with for the winter. And now I'm going to jump in and show you guys my gear list. So without further ado, here we go. Let's start on the outside that you see here. I've got my snowshoes. These are normally on me up in the Adirondacks when there's snow on the ground. These are actually required unless you need your micro spikes for certain areas that are really icy, or crampons or whatever, but you're required to have them, and for the most part you're required to have them on. So these are a must for me. These are, I did a review on these, but these are the Tubbs Wilderness 30s. They're kind of heavy and big because I use them for more than just hiking. If these were strictly trails, I would have the really small and light MSR ones, but these are kind of multi-purpose. So anyway, I hold them on the outside with gear ties. They're, and I've talked about gear ties before, but these things are awesome. So normally these wouldn't be here, but for transporting and for you know, if I'm doing a steep section where I need my crampons or micro spikes, these are gonna have to be on here. So I need a way to attach them. So they just sit right on there. I put the cleats right down because this is some pretty good thick material, so I'm not worried about that. So snowshoes on the outside, held on with the gear ties. I'm just gonna get these out of the way for the sake of showing you guys stuff. This bag, oh, and by the way, take a look at this name and tell me if you can pronounce it any better than I can. Jin Shi Wei Ki. Total shot in the dark there. Anyway, like I said, I'll get more to this pack in a little bit. On the outside, I've also got one of my sleeping pads. This is my Thermarest Scout length. It's 3/4 length with the To-Go Systems sleeve on there, which increases the R value, makes this warmer. So that's that. To the little outside pocket on the top, I've got toilet paper, a little bit of extra cordage, and my first aid kit. I'm not going to go in detail about all this stuff, guys. I mean, it's first aid kit. You know, kind of use your judgment on it. Another outside pocket, got my water filter, stakes, headlamp. I also got a nice spork. This is the Light My Fire titanium spork. And I've got my map in there, which I'm not going to pull out, but always have a map. This is a waterproof map because I don't like my stuff getting soaked and being unreadable in case I get lost. And for me, when I'm backpacking in the winter, I am always, I try to always be prepared to stay the night. So I usually don't drop and go with a light day pack. I always have something in case of an emergency, because a lot of people go to the Adirondacks from all over the world to die every year because they underestimate them. The Adirondacks can be very, very, very harsh in the winter. So On the outside, it's got two very generous pockets where I keep water bottles. I've got a couple of the Smart Waters with the nozzles so I can flush out my Sawyer Mini. And it can actually hold 2 per side. So in the winter I would have 2 per side here. And I put some old socks over them to help insulate them so they don't freeze up as quick. Let's see, on the outside of this pack, it's got a couple straps per side where you can cinch them down in case your load is smaller. Got a couple little bungees on the outside where you can secure extra stuff. Let's see, oh, one of the interesting things about this pack is the closure on the top. It's like a roll top, like a dry bag would be. So you unclip it here on the sides, and it's just a roll top, and then it's a huge open top, which I really like. And then also underneath here there's a zipper, goes all the way around, so you can get at all your stuff from the top, so you don't have to dig down through. If you've got stuff on top that you don't want to have to pull out, I've got quick access to a bunch of stuff down here, like my cook kit and my hammock and stuff like that, so I don't have to tear out all the clothes and the food that are on top. So, I don't know, just kind of thought that was neat. But I'll unload it from the top just for the sake of showing you what's in here. I put several extra layers in here that I wouldn't normally carry, just for the fact to simulate food. I wasn't going to put a food bag together for the video, so I grabbed some really bulky stuff to show you that there's quite a lot of room for food. So this is a vest. I had this in place of food, and I also had this jacket in place of food. So that's where my food would be. Now in here there's a little pocket right on the inside that like zips, where you could put like your keys, wallet, phone, stuff like that, anything that wasn't on you. Now here's some layers that I carry that are part of my sleep system that I generally don't wear, and I'm not covering clothing in this except for this stuff because this is almost part of my sleep system. So I carry an extra pair of fleece pants. These things help out greatly at night so that you're not cold. I also have an extra pair of wool socks, heavy wool socks that I have in here that I neglected to put in. Then I carry this. This is my Columbia Omni Heat 650 Turbo Down jacket. Now they call it 650. It's actually a 550 fill with 100 grams of Thinsulate. So it's kind of like a dual layer plus the Omni Heat. This jacket is stupid warm. I mean, just crazy warm. And this would definitely be part of my sleep system. In the event that it was going to be very cold. Now, this list is for like New York winters, not say a Florida winter or a down south winter. I'm talking I've slept out in 20 below zero, 25 below zero, so this is very cold weather camping. Now again, I generally sleep in all the clothes that I hike in, so I'm not covering those layers. I also carry a second down jacket, and you've seen this in my other ultralight videos. This comes with me even in the summer, and this, I found this out over this summer. It was really cool. I use these as pants, believe it or not. I just stuck my legs through the armholes and let what would have been the back of the jacket come up like over my waist, and it was super warm. It was awesome. It was like the coolest thing ever. So this is part of keeping my legs cool, and the jacket is for my upper body, but I couldn't believe how warm I stayed in this. I just put my toes like to the ends of the sleeves and let it come up over me. Awesome, and it weighs next to nothing. So that was just a really cool little tip or trick that maybe you can try out. Next, I've got some of my cooking stuff. In the winter I generally use a canister stove. Sometimes I bring my alcohol stove. It's kind of like a game time decision. So there's my fuel, and my cook kit is in here. And my winter cook kit is different because I always plan on melting snow. So I have my GSI Kettlist here because it's just much more efficient as far as fuel goes for melting snow. It's got a lid for the kettle, little spout there, and then I've got my regular cook kit inside of it that I take in the summer months. So I've got a little insulated bowl with an insulating sleeve here. I've got my stainless steel thing, windscreen, little extra pot in here. And I'm using this stove this year. This is a bit different. You guys have seen me use the MSR Pocket Rocket. This one is made by Foxelli, and I'm going to be doing a review on this one shortly too. It's a pretty neat little stove. Folds out just like this, and then it's got 4 arms. You can fold these out, and a little piezo igniter on there, and it works off the canisters. Stove works really well. I'm very impressed by it, so I'll be doing a video on that and doing a little comparison between this and the Pocket Rocket. So look for that in the hopefully near future. It's been hard for me to do videos lately with my schedule and with being very ill for the last few weeks. So anyway, cook kit. What else do I got here? Okay, let's pull this out. This is my hammock. I'm using the F Nova. It's a big double hammock for the winter, and that's because the sides fold up. They help block a little bit more wind, and they contain all the extra clothes and sleeping pads and stuff that I have during the winter, and my extra sleeping pads. So in here is the F Nova hammock and my Funky Forest tarp, along with all suspension and all of that stuff. You know, ridgeline, suspension, all that junk is in here. The Funky Forest is a 12 by 12 tarp. So again, not the biggest thing at all, but it will keep the snow off me. And I might be changing this tarp up, because I know Brian from To Go Systems is working on a Silnai tarp. So anyway, that's in the works. But stay tuned for that. But that's my hammock and tarp system. Then in here is the old version 1 trifecta, and wrapped up inside of it is my pad of Reflectix. So that's my second insulating. I carry 2 pads in the winter at least, just because I don't want my back being cold. So I've got the Reflectix, and then I've got my Thermarest with the To Go Systems reflecting sleeve on it, and I've got the version 1 trifecta, and then over that will go the version 2 trifecta, and this can be rigged with a cocoon, like as a cocoon over the entire thing, if you use the zipper kit, which I've got on here. So depending on how cold it is, I might do that if it's really windy. And I think that about does it for the pack. Then obviously I would have my food and stuff like that, and in the winter I don't really have to bother with a bear bag or anything, because the bears are all hibernating. So I think that's it, guys. I've got my sleeping layers and all that stuff. Anyway, if you've got any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. Oh, let me just talk about the pack for a minute. The Jin Shai Weikui. Jin Shai Weikui. That's my absolute best guess. It's really comfortable. It's got a big metal frame in it, and when I say big metal frame, it's big metal frame for me. It's actually 2 very thin pieces of metal, and the cool thing about this pack is you can actually take it right off. You can take the hip belt off, which is very comfortable. You can take everything off and just use it as a very lightweight pack with just the shoulder straps, if that's what you choose, and you can shed quite a bit of weight off of the pack. As it stands right now, the pack I think is like 3.5 pounds. So ultra light it is not. But again, in the winter, I do not worry as much about weight as I do safety. I've been in a couple bad situations in the winter, and I generally just take a little more than I think I'm going to need, because I don't want to end up a popsicle for my wife and kids. So anyway, guys, pack is comfortable. It's got pockets on both the hip belts, which I store little miscellaneous stuff. Truthfully, some of the stuff in this outside pocket would probably end up in here, along with a couple little snacks as I'm hiking. I like to be able to just kind of pull little snacks out of there. And it's kind of, the frame is curved. You can see this curve here. And then it's got this, you can see it's got a gap through here. so it kind of keeps your back ventilated, so hopefully you don't sweat that much. The foam is fairly comfortable in the shoulders, nice and soft there in the hip belt. I got this from lighttake.com. I know I did a video on a Chinese no-name bug net hammock, and I kind of answered the question, are they crap? And no, they're not crap. It actually worked pretty well. A little bit small for me, but anyway, this is from that same website, and I was quite impressed with this thing. Had a very weird smell in the packaging, but after I aired it out for a couple days, it was fine. But good pack. I'll do a full review on it later. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. I will catch you guys later. Stay safe, and God bless.